Hello,
Happy
everyone.
Friday.
Thanks. Oh, Sam's talking too.
We're all talking. That 10 seconds went a lot faster than I expected it to.
It did. We like to dance. I don't know if you all like the intro music, but Sam and I just get ourselves hype for coming live with you all, especially on Friday morning. Streaming at 9 a.m. is not so bad. If we did a 7 a.m., maybe we would be a little bit in more need of that hype. But
I don't think you'd get me out of bed if we scheduled these for 7 a.m.
middle of the night coding. Anyway, you're tuning into Coding with Sam. This is a series for people who wouldn't call themselves a developer or coder if asked. They would say, like, I am building my membership site with WordPress. I'm comfortable editing the pages in WordPress, the posts, but maybe not so much the custom code. So we have Sam, who's been with us for over 3 years now in a marketing and sales position, not necessarily a coding position, but you are becoming more familiar and comfortable with coding through this series and through other work that you do here. So you're bringing it to the people. Soon we'll all call ourselves developers.
That's the goal. I would hope so.
That's the goal. So we pick a custom code recipe on our site every week, and Sam demos it. So let me bring up the code recipe we're working on today, which is this one.
Yeah, so today we're going to customize the default confirmation message. And there is a confirmation message in your level settings that I will show you as well. But this post is actually going to completely override everything that Paymemberships Pro puts in bits and pieces of that confirmation message. Just to show you the default of the confirmation message to begin with, what I can do is I'm just going to add membership confirmation to my URL because I know that's my membership confirmation page. And there's some information here that PM Pro automatically puts in. So thank you for your membership to Coding with Sam. Your basic membership is now active. That is PM Pro default. I added in the settings, welcome to the Coding with Sam basic membership level. I know that's redundant, but just to show you what I added and what's standard. And then below are the details about your membership account and receipt, yada, yada. That is also all PM Pro standard default functionality.
Yeah. So we sandwich in the middle of that message any custom message you've put in the levels settings. So that's a great, easy, no code way to add content, but still keep this default functionality and not override everything, which is what this code recipe would show you how to do. If you didn't like any of this language, if you didn't call your membership a membership, if you just didn't want to show that text at all and had something more specific that you would like to curate for your site.
Yeah, I did ask him before we went live to talk about like the use case for this code recipe, because normally I'm like, oh, this would be really cool for this membership or that, but this one I was like, why not keep it the way it is? But not using the word membership is a good solid use case. So I will just show you where I added that. I went to membership settings, and then I edited my basic membership level, and this is where the confirmation message is this is what I entered in, and that was sandwiched, like Kim was saying, in the default. But now we're going to take this code recipe and we're actually going to customize it to not use anything PM Pro default, and we're not going to use the confirmation message in the level settings at all. It's going to be our own thing. So we're going to use Code Snippets by Code Snippets Pro plugin. We have no affiliation with them other than the fact that we love using their plugin for this use case. If you are new to Coding with Sam, I would recommend going to our YouTube channel and seeing the very, very first episode in the playlist. That will be the Coding with Sam, where I showed you how to use the plugin. Okay, and Andrew he updated this code snippet this morning for us. So I'm going to copy the code, add a new snippet, say customize confirmation message. Copy that in. We do not need the PHP up top because it has it for us. And then on line 16, this is where we're going to be putting in our new message. So right now, the code, the way you copy and paste it just says this is a new confirmation message. But we can say, welcome to Coding with Sam. If I can type this morning, not enough coffee has been had. Learn all about PHP. Save changes and activate. And then if I go back to my front end confirmation page, that is all we get. So whatever you put there is all you get. Now you can go a little bit further into this, and you can do like custom HTML and add images and headings and paragraphs, and you can really design this out for your needs. But that's the basic.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to customize this page. My head's already rolling with like other things. Like you could take the confirmation shortcode off completely and just build it all in the editor, right? I wouldn't go that far, but I think using this code recipe is a great way if you just don't like the default message, doesn't really apply to what you call your membership, and you need to do something to override it completely. I will say, and maybe Kim White, who's here, can chime in and chat, there are add-ons that hook into that confirmation message also. So if you're filtering the message and then an add-on like our approvals add-on or our email confirmation add-on are also trying to filter the message and add in their own content, you might see some weird race conditions. So you might have to play around with what's called the priority of the filter. So that just says, when do I want to override this message? Do I want to override it early? Then any filters that run later can append their information to your customized message. Or do I want to run it later? Do I want to run it after maybe the email confirmation add-on did its thing, in which case I would be stripping out the information that maybe got filtered in there. So I would just say if you're using, especially approvals, I know add something to that section, and the email confirmation add-on that requires people to confirm their email address before their membership is activated. I would just play around with that and look. Yeah, Kim said lots can go on there. So
yeah, to
just
speak on the priority that Kim is talking about right now, in the Code Snippets Pro plugin, they do have a priority section. This does actually not work 100%. So if you are changing the priority of your code snippets, what I would recommend doing is changing this number down here. It's tip most of the time. It is in the last line, and it's going to be the number before the very, very end. So in this case, it'll be 15. So if we wanted to make it go, if we wanted it to be earlier, we could put 10. If we wanted to go later, we could put 30. Or, you can space them out however you want. Typically, when Kim and I are spacing things out with like priority or even like lessons in our courses, we go by 10 or 15, 10 or 5 increments. That way we have a little bit of gap to play with without having to update every single one. If you went by single digits, if you have to go back and edit it, you have to edit every single one, and it can get really tedious. But if you have that gap, then you can say, oh, well, this lesson should actually be 13 instead of 15. And then, oh, I have space to put a 14 in there if need be. But that right there is the priority.
Let me line 20. Let me just give a primer quick. We'll always add a little bit of extra education to these Coding with Sam sessions. So the line 20 there, the first thing is the hook's name. So PMPro _ confirmation _ message. That's the hook you're hooking into in Paid Memberships Pro. The next one is the name of the function, the custom function that you've written. So that matches what just syntax highlighted there in Sam's thing. So whatever your function name is, that's the second piece of line 20. The next one is that priority. So 10 is a default priority. I wouldn't run this any earlier than 10 because I don't think it would work. Paid Memberships Pro would override it. And then that last number in this example is the number of parameters on the function. So looking at line 15, there are 2 different variables passed into this filter, confirmation message and PMPro _ invoice. So that number has to match the number of parameters in that function. So there could be 3. We have some that probably have 4 different variable parameters coming into the filter. So that has to match or you're going to get an error. So If that helps anyone, we got a little education there.
Are you impressed that I was able to keep up and
Oh,
select
yeah.
what was in the code?
That's why I said it's not going to be coding with Sam much longer. You're going to be Kim in this scenario. We're going to find someone else to be in your role.
You were gonna have to. I don't know who it would be though.
Christy.
I wish.
She's not here today,
would
so
be
we can
fun.
say that. And when we can get a mob going to vote Christy in.
Vote
No.
Christy in, yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. So that's the gist of it. Kim, is it possible to only target like one level with this
Yep.
code?
Yeah. So if you want to do it in ChatGPT, we can try it. What I wouldn't so you can check what level a current user has, but because multiple memberships are possible per user now in Core Paid Memberships Pro, formerly that would have been an easier query. Now we're not going to just check the level of the logged in user on this confirmation page. We need to view the level that they're showing the confirmation for. If I checked out for a recurring membership on your site for a Plus account and then later purchased an a la carte thing like our Membership Accelerator program, I would technically have 2 active membership levels. So we would want this to contextually just work for the level being viewed of confirmation for. So let's see if ChatGPT knows our invoice. Yeah, I think that looks correct.
Invoice membership level ID 3.
Yeah, we can give this a try. What's cool about using open source software and AI tooling is that these AI tools have indexed our public GitHub repositories. All of our GitHub is public, so it's fairly I'm going to say it's more reliable than most closed source environments to ask AI for support with Paid Memberships Pro. It understands the objects, like the PM per invoice order object in this case. So but it can guess. So it's guessing the structure of our invoice here, but I think that is correct. Someone can.
Okay. I'm editing. I just changed the level ID to 1 because that's my basic level, the ID number. And then just to make this a little bit different, I will add an HTML. That way we can see that it actually did change. But I think that's all we would have to update.
And you may want to change it to the level you're not holding so that we can see the default message return. But let's do both of these. Let's make sure that this is working first, that if we target level ID 1, a checkout or confirmation page where the invoice object is level 1. Yeah, so that's working. Now we can reverse it. What we should get here is the previous default message. No override, no customization, no filtering. Yeah, cool.
Beautiful.
Thanks, AI. No edits.
No edits needed.
Yeah. But you can do other things with that PM Pro invoice object. You see this default message here, pulls in the site name, it pulls in the level name, it shows the email address that the order confirmation went to. All of those are available to you to use in your custom code. It's just we didn't make the example that robust. But if you look at what's in the PM per invoice object, if you look at what's available to you for the current user of the site, there is more you can do to personalize the message by level or even for all levels. You could even pull in that the levels basic confirmation message that you have there if you just wanted to change what the bread of this sandwich, let's say, wanted to stay the same or wanted to be customized, but you wanted to keep that center part, which is the levels custom confirmation message. So I'm here to complicate things. I'm here to tell you all the big things that are possible when you open up to the coding. Yes, absolutely have seen AI invent functions that don't exist, even for open source repositories like ours. They don't always get it right. So this is a playground site that Sam's using, so not something public on the web that we're just throwing code up and hoping that it works well. But it is a low stakes change.
It is. This is a pretty safe way for me to play with ChatGPT code that may not even be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that code. So we did customize the default confirmation message. Before we go, upcoming live events.
Next
Thursday, Kim Coleman is going to be doing some
My hair was shorter.
she's going to be smashing some more sites. So she's going to bring out her hammer. And not really. We're going to provide constructive feedback for how you can improve the site that you submitted, or some things that you're doing really well from design and functionality. It will only be showing public pages of your site. We will not ask for logins. We will not be logging in at all. We will not be purchasing your membership. It does say you will agree to allow us to browse public pages, and it will remain live on YouTube. So
we're focusing on the conversion rate optimization mostly. So is there anything confusing for me, someone who's been doing this for 20 years? I know it's hard to believe. When I get to your website, do I know how I can either log in because I'm already paying you, or do I know how to give you money? Do I know how to sign up? Is it clear to me what the benefits are? Do I have a very short path from homepage to viewing your plans to getting to a checkout experience? We focus on that. We focus on accessibility. Are there glaring things that we want to fix from an accessibility standpoint? It dings your SEO. It creates poor experiences for everyone using your website. Is the site like extremely slow to load? Do you have a bottleneck at the host level that you're just not paying enough for hosting, or have a finely tuned host environment that's going to work for what you're trying to accomplish here? And then just a quick look at your checkout page to make sure that you're not overdoing it with questions, that it's clear what I'm paying you, what I'm receiving, and that we're deferring any unnecessary questions or checkout fields to a later stage once we have their recurring payment secured. So those are the kinds of things we look at mainly. We won't do any sites that are kind of NSFW, so please don't submit them. But yeah, it was a cool session last time. You can find it on our YouTube channel. Give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more Coding with Sam's, and then give it a quick search. I don't have the link available, but we did a Smash Your Site earlier this year that I think was really fun.
Yeah, it was really fun. And we also will show tools like Wave, which is a good accessibility tool on Chrome, and Lighthouse, which also is, I think that's natively built into Chrome, which are great tools for you to check SEO, accessibility, mobile friendliness, whole 9 yards. So it's really cool. Our next Coding with Sam, we're actually going to have a little bit of a break. It was supposed to be June 20th, but we're going to Banana Ball. So it is actually going to be June 27th. We'll be back with Coding with Sam. If you want to know what I will be coding, we strongly recommend that you join our Slack community. And the day before the Coding with Sam session, I will post Christy or I, one of us, will post what I am coding with that Friday. So it's kind of a exclusive little tidbit, because that does not get emailed out. It does not get posted on social media. The only people who know what I am coding with prior to going live is the people in the Slack community.
So good. I guess one more thing, the new email newsletters. So we're starting to recap what was done during this event in a separate email that'll go out the week following-ish. So if you're not receiving those, the next time you get a newsletter from us, there's a confirm your preferences link at the bottom. Click that and make sure you're subscribed to the Tooltip Tuesday emails. They're coming back as a recap of the Coding with Sam. Some people can't make this time or show up at the end and they go, oops, I didn't realize this was happening. I joined too late. What went down? So that email is going to be a great recap with the video link to stream it again privately, and some additional context in that email. So you can update your preferences. In the footer of any of our emails has a link to do that, and just see what you're subscribed to. Only subscribe to the things you want. Unsubscribe if you're not interested in seeing our content from us. Really important that we only send you useful stuff. Oh, the dog's crying. Cool. All right. We'll get to going with our Friday. I hope you all have a great weekend. It's going to be rainy here in Pennsylvania, but oh well. Helps the garden grow.
We're hoping for a boat weekend here, so.
Ooh. You got to smuggle your dog onto the boat, Sam.
Yes, I do.
Okay. It's a people, not a dog. Oh, all right. Thanks, everyone. Take
care.
Have
a great weekend, everybody.